tonight I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to do a few shout outs during this webinar. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to type your answers in. So I want a little bit more interaction. If you have notes or you want to take notes, I would highly recommend it because there's going to be some very, very critical things that we're going to talk about today on this call that is going to help you, and it's some things that I learned that's helped me, and I want to share it with you guys. So hopefully it's going to help you, but it's going to require your participation. We've got some new water drinkers from the Freedom Fitness Center with Sheila. That's awesome. Keep committing. So here we are. It's 7 p.m. top of the hour out here in the Eastern or in the Pacific Coast. I'm in Eastern Standard Time here, coming at you live from Panama City, Panama in Central America. Excited to be here with you guys at the PH Alliance. My name, for those of you who don't know, is Wade T. Lightheart, and I'm usually joined by my good friends Creel Hutchinson and Siha Top. Siha is on a plane to Colombia at this moment, so he wasn't able to attend tonight. He sends out his love, his best wishes. He's so excited and pumped up. He was trying to get on the Wi-Fi at 40,000 feet, so those of you know Siha, that's how he flies, but apparently we couldn't pull the Wi-Fi. I think when you go outside of North America, they cut the Wi-Fi. But anyways, he sends his love and happy to have you on board. Also, Creel Hutchinson, he's off to a special retreat in Mount Shasta. So you guys are going to get the hour of power from yours truly, Wade T. Lightheart. And today, I'm really excited about this presentation. Number one, I finally get to do it. It blew up. I worked on it all afternoon, and then it blew up and crashed. So I had to rebuild it again from my notes. This is all from my own personal notes. But I think today, we're really going to get into something really big. So let's not waste any time. If you are just getting started, I would like to say I want to welcome you to the call. Today, I would love for you to type in your answers or questions with some callbacks, and please take some notes. At the end of the session, if you have any specific questions, please feel free to type them in, whether it's on the presentation or whether it's something else. By the way, this is, I believe, the eighth or ninth week of the PH Alliance webinars. We're getting a lot of response and a lot of excitement. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us each and every week and for getting your team members on these and, of course, sharing the recordings. The bottom line is we're here to help you do the training for you and with you, but you got to promote it and get it out to the teams. So in order to do that, we've got to promote, and that allows Creel, Siha, and myself to help you to the best of our ability, because this business is about helping people grow to the next level. So today's webinar is going to be called The Power of Paradigms. And of course, this is a PH Alliance webinar, you know, business with a heart. So let's get right into it. Would you like to make more money? How many people here would like to make more money? Now, let's see. Type in if you want to say, if you want more money. I want to see some answers coming out here. Anybody out there? Yes, we got yes from Amanda, yes from Sheila. Anybody else out there want to make more money? We got any more people? Type in. This is important. Okay, we got Rodney, we've got Elisa, that's great. Steve, super. Fernando, this is awesome. That's what we want to see. So, yeah, we want to make some money. I'm going to ask you another question, and write down your answer to this, and be honest with yourself, because this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to dive deeply into how our brains work and to uncork this, okay? So do you feel that making money is easy? Write down your answer. And if you'd like to share it, that would be awesome. So just put it in here. Do you feel making money is easy? That's the question. Some people say yes. Everybody thinks that it's easy to make money, or do some people say, well, it might be a little bit challenging, or maybe I had some challenges in the past? You don't want to answer, that's okay, but be honest. I know myself, I've struggled with that one at periods periods of time in my life, and there was, I grew up in a world that said that you had to work hard and that it was very challenging. Anybody growing up in a world like that? Anybody have challenges making money, or had people around you that said that, making money is not easy, money doesn't grow on trees, all that sort of stuff? I've had that experience, and I had to shift that. It was a big thing. So has anybody here had making money been a struggle in your life at any time? It's been, I went many years where it was a real struggle for me, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought I was doing the right things. I was going to all the seminars. I was attending all the events. I was reading the books. I'm listening to the tapes. I'm attempting in the business. I'm doing all these things, but I was struggling a bit. Has anybody out there had that experience, that you might have been struggling a little bit? Feel free to type in your answer if you felt a little bit of struggle. Okay. Certainly write it down. And the reason why I want you to write these things down today, and when I ask these questions, because if you follow what I'm sharing with you tonight, you're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have a really big breakthrough. And it's something that happens on an emotional level, and it's something that has on a psychological level. But in order to do that, we've got to be a little bit vulnerable. And that means to be honest with ourselves. And that's not always easy. So I'm going to ask this next question. Do you have beliefs that are helping you or holding you back? So beliefs that are helping you would be things that, yes, I can do this business. Yes, I'm excited to learn how to do a demonstration. I'm excited to learn how the compensation programs. I'm excited to do my texting every week. I'm excited to share those things. I feel comfortable doing these things. I believe that I can learn this. I believe that I can share this. I believe that the Kangen business has something to offer. These are beliefs that are help you. Here's a beliefs that might be holding you back. I don't have time. Anybody have that one? I don't know how to do a demo. There's no good leadership in my area. I can't afford to get to events. I'm not good at presenting. I'm not good at inviting. I'm not organized. My spouse doesn't allow me to do this. I'm not getting support from your family. Has anybody out there might have had one of those beliefs? Just give a shout out and said, yes. Or what is your best belief or your worst belief? Share that. So what are they? What is the beliefs that are holding you back? Because all of us have these. All of us have beliefs that are holding us back. Every single person has greatness inside them. Every single person can be successful in this business. Every single person has the ability and the power to invoke great change in their own lives, in their families' lives, and also in the world in general. And we've got one of the greatest opportunities ever. But a lot of us struggle with this one. And we're going to share why that is, and then we're going to help you break through it. So here's what we're going to learn tonight, okay? We're going to learn the unconscious reasons that hold us back from success. And this is a big thing, and I want to highlight this, the unconscious reasons. So the reasons that we think that we're not doing as well as we could be in the business is not in our conscious realm. It's in our unconscious. It's in our subconscious. So why is that? Let's talk about that for a second. We're going to go into that really deep. The second thing we're going to do is, once we go into that deep, we're going to talk about how you can smash through them in 3 easy steps. How many people would like to smash through those barriers? How many people have had something that you felt internally, emotionally, subconsciously that's been holding you back? Well, if you have, that's what this is for tonight. I want to reach out to you and share with you that we're going to help you smash through these. And 3, I want to talk about how to anchor your new habits in a success system that allows that really almost anybody can learn. I mean, there are some people out there that can't learn it. I can't help those people because usually it's an unwillingness to learn. You know, that's really the big thing. There's actually a limitation. There's obviously, but I don't think that's anybody on this call. Everybody that I've seen inside the business or in our organization and that I've met and that hung out and done this, if you know how to, you know, buy and purchase a machine, you can learn this. Okay, it's not that second. I'm going to share with you a personal story. You see, when I grew up, my childhood beliefs made me a prisoner. I heard about bad news about credit, or that you had to pay mortgages or credit cards, that sort of stuff. I always was hearing about how the economy's in the government, how the government's to blame. I heard about how there was no chance for the little guy. There was no, you know, and I had wonderful parents, and they did a great job raising me. But the reality is I had all these beliefs, and these beliefs shackled me. They were like handcuffs. They handcuffed me into being truly great. They handcuffed me from experiencing what a lot of people call the good life. They handcuffed me, and I believed them. I believed them on a subconscious level. So even when I started reading the books, like I started telling you, and I started going to the seminars, and I started doing the webinars, and I started, you know, hanging around, I still had these beliefs under all my conscious actions. But I was able to overcome them, and I'm going to share with you how. Does anybody know what this symbol is? If you do, I'd like for you to put a little shout out for a second. Anybody here, type your answer if you know what this is. This script I've got going on here. Just type right into your box. You know, it depends. So we got some people, yeah. We got some things. Here's some great things. By the way, just going backwards, yeah, had things in the past too. Great. Great to hear from you. Yep, had challenges. Danny, Roger, yeah. Not easy. I have a block. Yeah, some people have blocks to make. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are sharing here. This is great. I think it's possible. My belief is high, but I'm struggling holding it. Yes, perfect. That's great. Great stuff. I'm so glad you guys are sharing these components, right? More money has been a struggle. Yeah, and getting on the boards. That's great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right? Starting the business and it's not easy. No, it's not. It's not. Right? Holding, yep. Struggling at times, yep. Definitely. Yeah, this is great stuff. Some people think it's a pyramid scheme. Yep. Anybody got that one? Sure. People believe. This is great, great feedback that we're getting from people. Beautiful. Want to create an large scale? Yes. Some people not good at it. Some people have that. Yes. All of this is awesome. I'm so glad that you guys are really playing here. I'm just going through all these things. Here we are. Yes. It's opportunity. Richard Dees. This symbol is opportunity, but it also symbolizes crisis. It's a Japanese kaishu script for crisis and opportunity. That's how the Japanese write this. So on one side there's a crisis, and one side the opportunity. So what you just typed in there, those feelings and struggles and challenges, are actually an opportunity, and that opportunity is growth. When we were at GoPro, one of the guys said that, you know, our business is really a self-development program with a compensation program. That's really what we're doing. We're helping people grow into their greater selves, and we've got a great system in order to do it. The company takes care of all the business side of things. We do the self-development and learn the skills. So those challenges that you're feeling, I felt them. I know what that's like, and I want to help you blow them out. That's what we're here to do today. So what is a paradigm? By the way, this is called a paradigm. When you're caught in something where you're limited, when you're caught in something you're challenged, or you're blocked and you don't seem to be able to get past it, or you see other people able to do it but you can't do it, what this really means is that you have a paradigm. And a paradigm is a set of assumptions, concepts, values, and practices that constitutes a way of viewing reality from the community that shares them. So I grew up in a community. It was a small community, you know, in the east coast of Canada. It was very impoverished. There was low employment. There was a lot of people struggling, lots of all kinds of challenges going on. And the bottom line is there is a value system and a programming that came with that. I also attended a school that had a value system and a programming. You know, I went to events and public things that had values, and these create what's called a paradigm. So what we're going to show with you here is how to dive deep into understanding this. So if you look over here, we have our conscious mind. And I'm going to share this. This is one of the things that Bob Proctor talked about extensively at the GoPro event. And I want to dive deep into this one because this is one that really was big for me. And I know when I was bodybuilding, when I first started bodybuilding, I was really struggling, and I couldn't seem to gain. I had bad genetics and stuff, and I went for a long time. And then I bought a CD that started working on my subconscious mind. It was by Dr. Lee Poulos, and it was a CD designed for bodybuilders. And I used to listen to it every night before I went to sleep. As I was going to sleep, I'd put those old Walkmans on, and you remember those Walkmans? And I put those on my head, and I would listen to this subconscious program. And what was interesting, after 10 years, just listening to that for 6 months, I won my first bodybuilding competition. And after that, I hired my first coach. And I started doing things differently. And I started to become more successful. And after that, I lost very few competitions. And it was all, not because of my conscious mind. I was doing all the things I was supposed to. I was reading the books, I was doing the magazines, I was eating that, I was doing everything that I was supposed to. But my subconscious wasn't quite there. Now, here's the thing that's going on in your life. Your conscious mind can choose to accept or reject programs. In other words, it can decide, okay, you know what, I believe in that, or you read the newspaper, and you'll say, I believe that, or I don't believe that, or I read, or you go to a seminar, or you might even listen to this presentation and say, hey, I can believe that, or I can reject that. Well, what does that mean is your conscious mind is really controlled by 5 senses. In other words, you know, taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell. Those are how we take in information. But what most people don't realize is that how we're taking in so much data, what happens is our unconscious mind, subconscious sometimes called, filters the information so that we get the same results. So some person says, oh, this is a challenge, I can't do this. Well, why did you come to that conclusion? And another person will say, oh my God, this is a great challenge. I can't wait to do it. I'm excited to learn this. Why do they have a different experience for the same skill? What do you think that is? It's because your subconscious mind is controlled by childhood experiences and emotional programs that got laid down foundationally. It's also oftentimes controlled by the media. Do you ever wonder why they put CNN continuous news of like negativity and they repeat the same news over and over and over? They do it on sports, they do it on, you know, the regular news, they run these programs over and over and over and over and over again because through repetition they affect or infect the subconscious mind. How many people here has heard about the Paris thing? It's all over the place. It's on Facebook. Everybody's got videos. They're talking about it on the NFL. They're doing tributes. It's in the news. It's online. It's everywhere is this whole thing. Now, I'm not saying it's bad or good. I mean, it's obviously a terrible event, but isn't it interesting how this is permeated everywhere? And people are like, well, there's these terrorists, and we've got to do something. There's a groundswelling around the world that we need to do something. Something changed because of the program that's out there. But ultimately, we have these paradigms that hold us back in life, and they hold us back in our business. And let's show how this works. So, are we following? Is anybody here? You know, are we following this? Make a shout out if you're with me. Just type in, yep, I'm with you, I'm following this. Give us a little quick snap here on the answers. Type in, write it down, couldn't see. Someone said they couldn't see. Oh, Psycho-Cybernetic, great book on this. Yes, I read that one, that's a good one. Yep, Danny says it, great stuff, all good, so far good. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Awesome, so let's look at this. See, your thoughts are things. Your thought has power. The audio CD, Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret, or you go to Think and Grow Rich, or you study the Bible, or you study the Bhagavad Gita, or you study the yoga, or The Secret even. They talk about focusing your power, what you focus on and think the most of. What you focus on the most tends to happen. What you believe unconsciously tends to happen. So there's two things. There's thought power in your choice. So here's the thing that's going on. You can decide what you're going to do. You can decide to a certain amount what you're going to take in your senses, and this is critical. You need to be able to filter what you take in as information, but of course when you go out there into the world, so a lot of people, you know, they go to an event, they're all charged up, and they're like, oh, I'm so excited, we're going to rip up the business, and they come out of the weekend and they hit Monday morning and they fall flat on their face, or the first person they call or text or whatever beats them up, or a family member rejects them or whatever, and you can't really control that. And what happens when you get that rejection, or you get that person that takes things out, or you get that person that gives you the sensory feedback, what happens, you go into your paradigm, and your paradigm is going to tell you how you interpret that data. Now, if you interpret the data one way, what happens is you reproduce a negative state in the body. These negative states are anxiety, or the suppression of emotion. You suppressed it. You know, some people didn't want to, for example, talk about the things that were challenging for them. You know, there's some suppression. I don't want to share that. I don't want to show that I'm okay. I know this was a big issue for me. I used to suppress things. Sometimes people have depression. We talked about that in one of the earlier webinars, talking about the caged life, right? If you start getting anxious, oftentimes you'll suppress stuff. This can trigger depression. This can go into disease. Also denial of things on a lot of level, and eventually disintegration. When we're talking disintegration, I see this happening all the times. The disintegration of people's dreams. The disintegration that, you know, that childhood, I can do it, I'm excited. You ever see a kid play? Do you ever see how they imagine, how they play, and somehow that gets taken away? Our dreams get disintegrated by what we call reality. That's just a paradigm. Now, this will express out in the body. Now, if we have a paradigm right here that is positive, we'll feel a sense of well-being. We'll feel free to express ourselves, and we're not attached to how other people are, you know, we share the water. We're proud of what we do. We're excited about that. We express the positivity, and they don't get it. We'll go, oh, that's too bad they don't get it. We're not taken away from it and go, well, that's one more person on my list. You know, I'm closer to my 100 presentations, or I'm closer to my quota for the week. We also feel an acceleration towards our goals, towards our dreams inside of life. It's like life is juicy. We also find that we're at ease. We're at ease when we're competent, and we're at ease when we're incompetent. We're okay if we're not 100% perfect. And also, the hallmark of this is creation. We love to create. Now, on two sides of this equation, what happens, and I'm going to go back up here, is here's what the actions that start triggering negative states. Ignorance, worry, doubt, and fear. These are big ones. So, you know, there's the, you know, knowing that you don't know, or, you know, I know that it's total ignorance. I've got this all figured out, but you really haven't done the work. Or maybe you're worrying how a presentation will go by. You're worrying about how people are going to think about you in a text. Maybe you doubt that someone's going to get it, or maybe you doubt that you can do it, or you have fear around it. And how these are what contribute to the negative states. Now, over here on the right side, we want to get the positive states. These are achieved through getting knowledge, through studying what you need to know, listening to tapes, doing the audios, coming on the webinars, attending the events, you know, studying, getting your feedback, following the information, that sort of stuff. And then understanding. So when you have understanding with the people that you're speaking to, and also understanding with what you're doing and recognizing it's action over perfection, that if somebody gives you feedback, you just understanding that you weren't able to communicate the value of what you learned in this business to someone. And finally, you have to have the faith. You have to have the faith that you can do this. You have to have faith that you can learn these skills. You have to have faith that the business works. The bottom line is our business has been around for over 40 years. Okay, so the business works. The company would have went out of business a long time ago if the system didn't work, if the water didn't work, if the financial system didn't work. And what happens is anytime there's a ruffle in the world, let's say somebody slams our business, or somebody slams our business model, or somebody in the organization goes off and does something else and says this doesn't work for them, or someone in your organization leaves and doesn't work out, what happens? It tests our faith. And Oftentimes what we want to do is we want to just recognize whatever comes up for you. If these things come up for you, that's okay. Just understand that it's just a subconscious program. It's not the truth, and you can change this. And you can change it by studying success principles and applying them. And once you just know this, you can blow this up and move from a negative state to a positive state. Negative state to a positive state. Well, how do you do this? Okay, what do we do in order to do this? I mean, the fact of the matter is, what really holds us back? Let's get clear. What is really holding us back from doing everything in the business? What do you think? I want to hear some feedback here, so I'm going to turn it over to you guys. What do you think is holding you back? Type your answer in. Right over here. So what do you think is holding you back? I'm typing in myself, so we're all playing this game together. So what do you think is holding you back? Type it in. Got a bunch of, great to see all the people joining in, more people on. Yeah, thank you. Fear. Someone just said it. Fear of success, fear of failure. Thank you very much. This is great. Afraid of failure. Anyone else? Fear of failure. Yeah. Type in if what's holding you back. Feel free to type in. Still learning. Yeah. What else? Anyone else? Anyone add with it? What's interesting is the most common thing I see, and I'm going to click back here, is fear. Now, Bob Proctor calls it the terror barrier. The terror barrier. Will anybody here, have felt the terror barrier? Have you ever been in a room? Have you ever been in a room? I know I have. I've been in a room, and I know someone really needs to have the water. But maybe I hold them on a higher level. Maybe I think they're a little better than me, or they won't like this. And I didn't share the business, or I didn't share the water with them, or what I was doing. Has anybody out there felt that or done that? Type it in. Type that in. If anybody out there has been in a situation where you should have done a demo, you should have called a person, you should have texted a person, you should have all over yourself. I have. Anybody out there done that? Yeah, we got a few people. Awesome. What is this terror barrier? How did this come out? I mean, how did all this fear just get designed? I felt it, and I can, and there's a physiological response to it. Like, how do we crush it? How is it that some people are able to crush it and some people can't? What is the secret to overcome this? I'm going to share it with you. The best way to smash through the terror barrier is through repetition. Repetition. How does that work? Well, when I wanted to be successful in my sport of bodybuilding, I had to do repetitions. I had to do a lot of repetitions to grow the muscle. In order to grow, I had to do repetitions. When I went into contests, it took me 10 years to win my first show. I had to do a bunch of contests. I had to do a bunch of preparations before I learned how to win. I had to learn how to pose. I had to learn how to train. I had to learn how to diet. I had to learn how to be coached. I had to learn how to put tanning stuff on. I had to learn how to, hit each pose properly. I had to learn how to prepare. I had to learn all these things. And I wasn't good at it at first, but I kept with it. And through repetition, I was able to smoke it. So here's the key. The first step that you need to do is, number one, you got to follow a proven system. Look, so many people in Enagic, in the water business, in life in general, think that they can come up with a better way. Here's my suggestion. Follow the way that's designed. Follow the way that all the successful people are using, or the basic tenets. And once you become a 6A, do it your way. Simple. Just suspend that you think that you know, because what you think you know is the conscious mind, but the unconscious mind holds you back. Okay? 2, practice the skills diligently. there's almost nobody that comes into this business that gets it up. Most of the top people who have been really, really successful, they've been doing this kind of business for 20, 30, or 40 years. They've practiced the skill. So if you're brand, I never built a business like this. I didn't know what to do. So what I did is I partnered up and learned from the two of the best people that I knew. They were different. They had a little bit different personalities, but they had the skills, and I learned from them, and I just followed what they did. What they did is they brought as many people to the demonstration. They did a demonstration from Tuesday and Thursday, and then they followed up with the people, and they got them on the water, and they put them in the system, and they kept doing that and telling people to come, and then they started teaching people to do the demo, and that's what I did. That was it. That's all I did. The third thing that you need to do is you need to create positive environment and experiences. One of the beautiful things about the Kangen water business is that you can get involved in the business and get around a bunch of people who are positive, a bunch of people who might not be in your current paradigm, a bunch of people that might be in a different income level, that might have a different attitude about network marketing, might have a different attitude about Kangen. You need to create these positive experiences and anchor them on a regular basis. If you're not plugged into a group, if you're not plugged into the webinars, if your team is not plugged into the group, not plugged into the webinars, not plugged into the system, guess what? They're going back to their old paradigm. They just will. And it's not because they can't do it. It's not because they're not smart enough. It's not because the water business doesn't work. It's because they haven't created the environment. So number one, we follow a system. Number two, we practice the skills. And number three, we get around the environment and create a positive environment that lives these experiences. You've got to reward yourself. So when you sell a machine, when you do a demonstration, when you send out the 25 texts every Monday like we talked about in the first thing, you got to find a way to reward yourself. Some little thing, whatever it is. You've got to give your reward yourself, because this will create a dopamine response inside your brain. That dopamine will anchor the new experience. And if you continue to do that, that changes your neural network. And that neural network will start changing your subconscious mind. This is how it works. And the intensity and frequency of what you do to take actions and reward yourself for those actions will ultimately change behavior. It's like monkeys in the pellet. They can teach, I mean, they taught crows how to pick up garbage by teaching them that they would get a pellet if they got garbage, and they had a flock of crows cleaning up this whole town. If a crow can learn how to pick up garbage, we can learn this, because this is just how brain responses go. It's been studied for years and years and years, way back to Pavlov's dogs. We're not that different. But we've got to reward yourself. We've got to follow the actions. Here's the 5 things that you need. Number 1, you got to have vision. There's a saying, I think, in the Bible, when the vision dies, the people perish. Okay, you got to have a vision for your life. You need pictures. You need to picture your new life. You need to put in a place that you see. Like I write up all my goals on a list that I walk by every single day. Or maybe you gotta, maybe there's a house that you want, or maybe there's a car you want, or maybe there's a relationship you want, or maybe you want to go on a trip, or maybe you want to have a new, new outfit. I don't know. What is your vision? What is your short-term vision? What is your big vision? Do you spend time on your vision? Because vision will lead to motivation. Motives are powerful. Emotional motives, for example, I want a better life for my kids. I want to see my kids go to school. I want to step out of where my parents, grew up. I want to be different. I want to help people. I want to, go out there and say, one of the most motivating things I saw, I remember when Roger, Gadet, started coming out to seminars, and I heard the story between him and Sabine, and that was super motivating for me. I had no idea that people had suffered that deeply, and we have a way to help people out, and I will never stop this business for that reason alone. I don't know how many people are think about how many people are locked away in their houses right now suffering. Think of how many people that have a physical condition that this water could help. Think of how many people that are praying tonight are in distress. They're looking for another way to make money. Think of how many successful people just lost their jobs and they're wondering how can they replace their income and pay their mortgage. Think of how many people that are tired in their own, what they're doing. I saw a stat that over 90% of the population is unhappy with what they're doing. 90%. So if you talk to 100 people, 90% of them aren't happy with what they're doing. So when you have a vision and you have a motive, whatever that is, write down your vision tonight. When you get off this call, make sure you get a clear vision of what you want. Then second, what is your motivation? What is your emotional reason? If your why will cry and will make you cry, then you're on the right track. And then three, do the discipline. What are the skills you need to learn? If you're clear on your vision and you're clear on your motive, discipline comes easy. If you have no vision, you haven't realized what your emotional connections are, you can't change your paradigm and you will not develop discipline. Discipline isn't some magic skill. It comes from these three things. When you look at the military, how do they get people to do these crazy missions? They build them a vision and they anchor with emotion. They're doing things for their country. They're doing things for freedom. They're doing things for family. They're doing things for the future. They build these built-in subconscious systems that give people the motivation to go through incredible conditions. The next thing is if you have this, you develop a level of positivity. You develop an attitude of gratitude. You develop, you know what, I'm getting there. I'm moving forward. I'm taking action because when you take action, when you study, when you learn steps, when you build skills, you start to get positivity, and this starts leading to the feedback that you're looking at. It's a feedback loop, and you go back through the loop. You take the feedback, you go back to your vision, you feel the emotions, you practice the principles, you have an attitude of positive, you check your feedback, you go, oh, you know what, I need this skill. Let's go back to my vision. I can learn this. I can figure this out. I can do this. I'm motivated because of my family, my friends, the people in the world, the finance, like all the reasons that could be blocks, you turn those into motivations. Everything that you see as a negative or a limitation, turn it into a reason why. Turn it into a positive. You saw that paradigms aspect. And then this will give you the discipline. Do the work. Set aside the time. Spend the time doing this. You're going to spend the time anyways. You can't get that time back. Do the discipline and go through these 5 steps. Bingo, you're on track. So let's talk about this. Let me take a drink. Anybody, does this relate to anybody? Anybody here feeling this a little bit? Just give us a little shout out. Anything in here coming out? Type an answer in. So anybody can relate to this? I'm going to type that in to you guys. Send to all. What's your feedback? Still learning. Okay, yep. Fear of others, fear of failing. Good, good, good. Fear, follow through. Fear of being slow. Look at these. This is great stuff, guys. I'm so happy you guys are just playing all out tonight. Yeah, these are great. Rejection, rejection. Yeah, we're all there. Look, we're all in the same boat, right? All the time. Yes. Too many times. It's too expensive. Yes. Yeah, we all heard these. Absolutely. Yes. Fear of rejection. Forget the follow-up. You can't afford it. Can't hear you. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Great. This is great. Write these things down for you. And we're going to dive into these, okay? Well, look, we got all so much feedback. This is so great. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you guys are paying. Yeah, man. I love that. I know that's a Zebo. Yeah, man. Discipline is tough. Great one. And it real comes back to vision. Let's go back to this. I'm just going to close this off for a second, and then we're going to go back to this. First and foremost, we've got to honor the struggle. One of the great things I learned from Brendan Burchard when he talks about his event is you got to honor the struggle. Rocky's coming out. Rocky #7, it's Creed, one of the most successful movie series ever. It's like been going on forever. Why? Because in that movie, they honor the struggle. If Rocky just came in and wiped everybody out, nobody would get it. Nobody would love it. No one would be happy. You got to honor the struggle. You got to say, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I'm driving down the road. Yeah, these people are rejecting me. Yeah, get the music that gets you in the right spot. Listen to the song, right? That rising up, rising up, that whole Rocky thing, and you listen to that and you kind of motivate. Why do they play those songs in the movies? Why do they infuse? Can you imagine watching a movie without emotion, without signs? Why do they do that? They do that because the emotion anchors to the presentation in the film. The emotion gets connected with what's going on in the screen. If you don't have that music, if you don't have that soundtrack, if you don't have that feeling, the movie is flat. There's nothing there. There's pictures, there's scenes, there's lines, there's actors, there's stories, but the emotion isn't there. And those key points when they're anchoring Rocky coming up and they're playing and he's doing the thing or whatever, when it's a sad, they're playing the sad music so you feel the emotion. They're feeling the vibration of emotion because the conscious mind isn't enough. The scenes aren't enough. The script isn't enough. And it's the same thing in this business. It's not the skills, okay, that's holding back. It's not that you can't do this. It's not the people that you're talking to. It's not any of the things that we think it is. Those things are all up, sure, big deal. But what really is we've got to honor the struggle. You've got to make this your victory. You've got to make this your rise up to the top. You've got to make this your championship fight. And you do that through having the vision. You do this through honoring the struggle. Because where you are is where you are. And if you don't do it, you're going to stay there. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but the reality is if you don't do this, where is your life going? You've got the greatest opportunity in the world. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It gets easy, but it's not always easy. And if you're really growing, you should always be in that uncomfortable zone to a certain amount. Growth isn't easy. Our brains want to preserve glucose. It wants to preserve energy. It wants to do the same thing. It wants to judge. It wants to hold people back. It wants to check out of the situation, right? Because your intention, so where you are is there, and then here's your intention, your goal. We talked about that a couple of seminars ago. I put that little line. You can go back and see that in one of the lines where I had the intention, your intention and goal. But here's the thing. Here's how you know what's happening. Do you get distracted from doing the things that you need to do? Maybe instead of doing a text you go out hang out with one of your old buddies or friends. Or you know you need to make that call, you forget to do the follow-up. Or you don't follow your sheet. Are you avoiding doing certain things, talking to people, doing presentations? Are you avoiding these things? Do you have bitterness? This is a great one. This is when you get into subversive. Do you have bitterness towards people? Do you have bitterness towards successful people? Do you have bitterness towards governments? Do you have bitterness towards other distributors or other organizations? Do you have bitterness towards the company? Oh, they don't do this right. Oh, I can't stand that person to go to the event. Do you have bitterness about this? Do you have bitterness about any aspect in your life? These are little things that you can catch, right? Are you disengaged? Are you going through the motions? Do you have any? If you have any of these things, you can bet that your subconscious mind, because of some early program, it's not your fault. We all have this. So some part in your subconscious mind is taking you out into the old way. And the old way is going to lead you to anxiety. The old way is going to lead you to suppression. The old way is going to lead you to depression. The old way is going to lead you to disease and denial and disintegration. And then you're gone. This is what the old way does. Who wants to be over here? Here's what the new way is. Every time that you feel distracted, acknowledge it. Go in here. Why am I not doing? I'm not doing this. Address it. Just say it's okay. Hey, look, I don't do everything right. I'm still learning. Right? I'm still learning. I need to put attention on this. I need to double down. I need to drive deep. I need to connect with somebody to help me out on this. I need to plug into a webinar. I need to watch a seminar. I need to read a book. I need to learn on a positive tape. I need to cancel that appointment with that negative friend. I need to stop being bitter, and I need to be positive. I need to go from disengagement to full engagement. I need to get charged. I'm going to take massive action. Go back to your vision and find your discipline. This is what separates the winners right over here. This is how you smash that paradigm. I don't care where you've been, what's happened, how your life was. That's the past. That's your story. Big deal. Get over it. Next thing, we want to integrate the new way. Why? Because the new way gives us well-being. The new way gives us expression. The new way we feel acceleration in life. The new way we feel at ease. The new way we feel creation. I mean, and guess what? This isn't common over here. This is, the world lives over here. The world lives over on the left side of the chart. Successful Congo distributors. This applies to everything, by the way. This isn't just the Congo business. The interesting thing about the Congo business is all the hard stuff's been done for us. Building the machine, that's hard. Shipping this stuff all around internationally, that's hard. Setting up merchant accounts and running that thing, that's hard. Having a staff, hiring a staff, that's hard. Getting the marketing materials, that's hard. Those things are hard. That's all done for us. We just got to learn the skills. So anybody here feel that they're learning something? Give us a little quick shout out. You guys getting this here? Anybody? Just feel free to type. Are we out there? Are we feeling it? That's what I'm gonna put. Are we feeling it? Yeah, we're gonna send that to everybody. Are we feeling it? I'm feeling it. Yeah, keep a journal. It's all, yeah, I used to keep a gratitude journal. Yeah, that's a great one. Keep a gratitude journal, right? Beautiful. Change your emotional state. Yeah. Anytime you're in one of these things, one of Tony Robbins' stuff is that you got to break your state. And before you go on a call or before you do something fearful, you got to get into a positive state. Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, great stuff on state change. Great stuff, right? You can never barter with success. You always have to pay the price. That's all right. Great one, Richard. Good one. Man, yes to all. Yeah, preach it, man. Woo, woo, we're having fun here. I love you guys. Man, you guys are amazing. Look at all this stuff. Bob Proctor would be proud. Yeah, I hope so. I love Bob. So this is what we're talking about here. Okay, this is the stuff that we got to go to. So managing our state when we feel these is we've got to switch from these negative emotions over here as fast as we possibly can. Okay, so how do we do that? Like, how do we do this? We go through our system. We go through the patterns. Here's what we do. Here's the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of the new paradigm. I hope we all want a new paradigm. I want a new paradigm. I want to have everybody in my business. Here's my vision. My vision is I want everybody in my business this year to have this system down so well that they are outrageously successful. Now, I was thinking about this when I was doing this, and I'll share a personal story. I was thinking about this. So last year I went to my business and I said, okay, I want 2015 to be my best year ever. And what I can say about this, it's only November, and I can absolutely say it crushed every other year that I've been in the business. I've actually had my best year on all levels, bar none. So thank you for this. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you to my relationship. Thank you to my business partners, like everything. I had that. I set the intention, and I worked it, and I worked it. Next year, 2016, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this today. My motivation is 10x. I want everything to 10x. I want my business to 10x. I want my business partners to 10x their lives. I want to have a 10x in my fitness, a 10x on my health, 10x on my business. I'm shooting for 10x. And people say, wait, that's outrageous. That's outrageous. You can't do it. 10x is not real. Maybe it isn't. But if I ask myself the question, if you ask yourself the question, what would 2x look? What is outrageous? If you ask yourself that question and shoot a high level, to have that vision for that, you ask yourself that question, what happens is your brain starts finding you answers. Your brain only follows up and gives you what you ask. So go back into it and say, well, yeah, set that vision, set that course, write it out, keep it up. Focus on it. And I kept mine right in my iPhone. I kept it in my iPhone, and I reviewed it as many times as I was supposed to review it every day. I didn't review it every day. But every time I checked it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to review this. And I would read this, and I would get pumped up about my vision. And the miraculous would happen. It's amazing things. So what's the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of the new paradigm? What do we got to do? We got to share the water. You got to get as many people on the water as possible. How do you do that? Go back to week 1. Send 25 texts on Monday. Follow up. Send them a bunch of videos or follow-ups, or do a demonstration yourself. Ask them if they want to buy a machine. If they say no, great. We're just into the sale. So, well, obviously we don't have understanding here. So let's just. Would it be okay if I put you on the water for a little while? Yes or no? You want to get to the yes or no, and you can come back later. But if you got 25, you get your appointments. You follow up on those appointments. You use the video stuff that we have. Do the presentation. There's no excuse. you can just play. Can you hit play on your computer, right? And can you hand out some water or get them on it? Get them a machine. You got to share the business opportunity. I didn't do the business opportunity at first. I had issues. I had subconscious programming about network marketing. I had subconscious programming at pyramid schemes. I it was terrible. I loved the water, but I didn't want to do the business. I know there was a few hands there. Yeah, I could tell. There's a few hands that say that. Yeah, you got to share the business. 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 I got to tell you, a lot of people will get into this for the business. It's an amazing business. In fact, in my experience, there's no better return on investment with such a small amount of risk. The worst case that happens when somebody has one of these machines is they have a water machine that allows them the tax incentives of running their own business, and it's going to provide them 20 years of environmentally friendly water, environmentally friendly cleaner. It's going to remove pesticides from the house. It's going to provide them drinking water, beauty water. I mean, come on. It's amazing. We're good for you, good for your health, good for the environment, good for your family, good for everybody. We've got the most integrous business on the planet. You got to share that with people. People are struggling. When you see people struggling, when the economy is going down, guess what? Our business goes up. Our business goes up. This is a statistical reality. We're in the #1 industry in the world with the #1 commodity in the world with the points of sales, distribution, service all around the planet. We got a water that changes people's lives. We have a water that's good for the environment. We have a water that provides unlimited antioxidants. We have a water that will disinfect any bacteria in the world and causes no chemicals, no added nothing. Oh, by the way, and there's a business model attached to it. And if you share it, it'll pay for itself. That's what we have. See, you got to promote, participate in the events. You got to get in the events. Getting on the webinar is essential. Getting your team on the webinar is essential. And if you can't make it for any reason, watch it. Cancel whatever else is going on. Promote, 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 and participate in events. If you're in an event, carry water. Help people out. Greet people at the door. Fill out the forms and write down people's names on them. Help people get a chair. Make sure the new people feel welcome. Make sure that you connect with the other people. Make sure that you edify the people who are speaking to the best of your ability if you're doing an introduction. Make sure that you clean the place up and you help the people holding it. Okay? Talk about the events. Talk about what's coming up next. Talk about where we're going. Sharing that everywhere you go. Hey, I'm excited about my business. Go on here, this. Go in here. Put it on your Facebook. Everybody's doing Facebook. You're like, what are you doing, Wade? You know, how is it here in Panama one week, in Bali the next week, in Vancouver the next week, in San Francisco? It's because of the business. You interested? Here's what you do. Here's the 1, 2, 3. So that was the ABC. A, share the water. B, share the business. C, promote the events. It's what Daniel D. McCauley talks about on every Monday night. Every Monday of the month, he talks about this. Here's the 1, 2, 3. 1, attend a webinar every week. This webinar or another webinar, you can do this in the comfort of your own home. You can watch it online. You can even turn it on while you're washing the dishes or doing something. Put it on. Listen to it. Get it into your subconscious. Attend a webinar every week. We are doing webinars every single week. The only week we don't do it, Daniel D. McCauley has his webinar every Monday night. Make it a habit. Make it a discipline. Make it a pattern. I hope one day that you guys are going to do these presentations for your group. That's my goal. I want you guys to have massive groups. Number 2, attend or present a live or online demonstration with a guest every week. As many times a week. If you could do it every day, that's great. I know, see how I used to say, hey, a demo a day is a check a day. You do a demo every day and you replicate this over your business, you go exponentially. Whatever you do is going to replicate. Whatever you decide is the standard that you set for your business and your organization. So you attend 1 presentation a week. That's 4 presentations a month. You're going to get those kind of, you might sell a machine. If you double up, what happens? If you triple that or quadruple it, it's just a numbers game. And guess what? The more repetitions that you make, the faster you get to your goal. The better that you get, the more skills that you develop, the more confidence you have, the more faith that you develop, the less that you're upset when someone doesn't get it. That's what happens when you start doing this. And guess what? The terror barrier starts to fall away. You hear every presentation. You hear all the pitches. You hear all the complaints. You hear all the rejections. It's okay. You don't care. You get to a point, at a certain point, you break. You break the old paradigm. It falls away, and you give it, and you're unstoppable. And I want all of us to be unstoppable. The next thing is you got to promote and participate and attend group events every quarter. I go to a group event every quarter. Every quarter. In fact, I go to personal development events. I break this up. I break up to water business events, so business that are just on the water. I have business events that are on the skill sets I need to grow my business, so that whether that's a financial seminar or whether it's a sales seminar or whether it's a how to be a better speaker seminar, I attend one of those every quarter. I attend a business, so I have a water business one that I do, then I have a presentation-based one, right, and then I have a business-based one. All three of those things, each one every quarter. So that's, guess what? That's every month I'm doing something. So you pick what's good for you. Now, today online, sometimes you can't get out to a public event, but those are great. And if you get it, you want to divvy this up. You definitely want to make an Enagic event every 3 months because you get in the group and that creates social proof and that creates emotional connection. Number two, you want to get out to some of the other events, okay, so that you can network with other people who are doing stuff instead of sitting home on a TV on a weekend, okay? You want to participate in these events every quarter. And number three, you want to help identify the skills that you might be lacking, and you go to webinars or seminars that have those events on those particular skills. Networking, GoPro, network marketing, GoPro, great event for this industry. It's going to be coming next year. Watch it. You can go to the GoPro online stuff. I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. I was blown away for how good it was. Again, honor the struggle. It's okay. Wherever you are is where you are. It's what's your intention and what's your goal. It's simple. You can't fool the results you're producing. That's just it. Where you are is where you are. What's your intention and what's your goal? It's just that simple. Remember, these are the enemies: distraction, avoidance, bitterness, disengaged. These are the things. As soon as you feel any of these things, know that your paradigm is destroying you, right? Don't try and figure this out for yourself. That's the old way of doing this. This is going to lead you to anxiety, suppression, depression, disease, and disintegration. You don't want any of these things. Over here, you need to acknowledge, hey, this is what's going on for me, right? I'm going to address what's going on. I'm going to put my attention on what I can do to change this, and I'm going to have the discipline to follow these things, right? This is what changes us. And at some point, it just snaps. At some point, you get it. But you got to keep doing it because, let's face it, out there, the world is out there. It's trying to take you down. It's trying to chip away at you. You know, so the bottom line is, if you're around the positive people doing the positive stuff, you start to believe it yourself. This is the new way. Follow the system. Follow the system. You've got a system. Follow it. So let's go. Let's keep rolling here. We're almost done. First step to changing your paradigm. This is a great book for me, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This really helped me. That helped me change my financial paradigm. I love listening to his stuff, watching the videos, reading this. Is really related to me, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? You know the old cash flow quadrant. If you don't know that, get to know this, because once you know this, you start to realize how most of us are employed to be over here, and this is over here. I won't steal his thunder, but that's how it works, okay? That's the cash flow quadrant. We're going to zip through these. We all know this sort of stuff. The bottom line is we need to produce income-producing assets. Every time you put a water machine in somebody's house, that's an income-producing asset. Does the system work? Yeah. My former girlfriend bought a machine. She just went on to sell hundreds. We got along great. Great friends now. Awesome. Made me a lot of money. Another guy that I got in my business, Lou, he was in a meditation. Didn't want this with a meditation. One of the monks got it. Boom. Guess what? Now his whole organization expands from Tahiti to Western Europe. He's been all over the world. Okay? Great thing. Had another friend, Alain. He was getting the water for me for 9 months. Alain's so nice. I just had to make sure that he got it. And guess what? He brought me Siha Top, who came in. Siha's got one of the biggest organizations. I know a lot of you are in Siha's group. He's on his way to Colombia tonight. You think he's on a plane to Colombia? Why? He's got a vision. Here's a look at some of the play that we helped. And they helped us. I mean, all of these. We got Lamont, we got Krill, we got Tanya, we got Rochelle, we got Rich, we got Mark, we got Bill, Shelley, Margaret, Siha, Katrine, Lou, Sabine, Roger, Deb, Jim, Naya, Patricia, Paul, Gail. I mean, there's hundreds of people who are members of PH. I'm so grateful to have such a great group that are on this call. We're now doing over $10 million a year in sales and business. You know, the average 6A is about $500,000 worth of sales. That's pretty amazing. I'm jumping for joy that you guys are on the line. I'm so excited that you guys are in this business. It's totally transformed my life. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because it's changed my life. It's given me all these things. I'm in Panama right now. I was able to rebuild my nutritional business. I was able to travel the world. I was able to do all of these things because I got out of my comfort zone. I smashed through my limitations around the network marketing business. I learned the skills to present the water. I started to learn the business practices that worked, and I failed at a lot of things. I screwed up a lot of things. I messed up a lot of things. I did. I really did. I really did. But the thing was, is I stuck with it, and I kept doing it, and I kept surrounding myself, and every time I messed up, I acknowledged it. Every time I got bitter, I was like, I acknowledged it. Everything I was doing was wrong. I acknowledged it. I'm like, okay, who's doing the thing I want? Who's the person I need to talk to? Where is the event that I need to go to? What is the thing I'm not learning? Who is the person to talk to? How do I get their positive information? And I kept doing this over and over and over. And I still got a long ways to go. You can build an amazing business only being half good at this. Really. You can only be half as good and still good. Just keep going. Here's what we do. We just sell a couple of machines every month, and we teach our machine to do the thing. We help our distributors share the products. It's never been easier. I've put on here, and this is going to be on Access. We've got the PH Alliance business demonstration. I do a great business demonstration. You know, there's other ones. If you don't like that one, I go into it and explain the business for everybody so that you can learn it. Wherever you are in the world, I am committed to helping you, and that's why I videotape it. We hired a crew to videotape this stuff, film it, put it online so that you can learn this, so that you can present it. It's so much more powerful when you present. It's one thing for me. So get me out there sending these links out to as many people as you possibly can to get them on it. But keep watching it with your friends. If you can't do a physical presentation, watch it with them. Watch it with them, because every time you watch it, it sells you back on the program. It starts teaching you. I learned the water business because I kept going to demo after demo after demo. My first demo, I was terrified. Everything went wrong. It was total screw up. It was a disaster. It was a total disaster. And I was a presenter, but you know what? I got through it. Speaking of the water demo, we got the water demo for you. There's Bobby Gradelli's online. There's Shan Stratton's online. There's Daniel D. McCauley's online. Ours is online. The PH online. Like Creel's online. There's lots of demos. Find the one that you like. Find the one that might be right for the person that you're dealing with. Use the water demos. Get your own website and tracking system. This is amazing. Man, I got this Health Success Center. If you haven't got one of those, that's mine, by the way. If you want to go in there and check it out, you can go through it and just go into that program and go through it so that you can see what you get. If you don't have a Health Success Center net, get one. It's simple. It's done up as a doctor. Get the $20 one, not the $10. Get the $20 one, because that gives you the tracking. It has all the training inside. You'll be a total water expert. But more importantly, when someone goes to your site, you can see if they've done it, they've watched it. And it takes them through 9 steps, and it starts asking the questions for you. It starts closing them for you. You find out what the objection is, simple and easy. How easy is it to send a text? How easy is it to send a link? How easy is it become? Right? And here's where you get your own site, right here, thehealthsuccesscenter.com. That's where you get one. Get one. You're set up. You can give me the EWS and fill out on forms, or you can fill it out online. It's amazing. It's never been better. Here's the thing. You got to turn your limitations into opportunities. You got to work. You got to give up caring what people think, because what someone else, you don't want someone else to stop you from helping somebody change their life. You want someone to tell you that you can't be great, that you can't make a living this, that you can't be successful, because you can, right? They don't know any better. They got their dreams smashed. And I feel bad for them. Don't let someone's smashed up dreams, don't let someone else's paradigm infect you, okay? Don't let that happen. Recognize it's okay, that's their belief system. I don't have to incorporate that, okay? Most of all, just have fun being you. Look, don't try to be me. Don't try to be Siha. Be you. Follow the system, and as you get good at the system, your own personality comes out in this. You don't have to be somebody that you're not. Just be you. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Hey, say, talk to me. Hey, look, you know what? I'm scared as hell. You tell someone that. You say, you know what? I am terrified to talk to you about this business. I'm so passionate about it. I want to change my life. I'm frustrated. I'm feeling the fear. I don't know what I'm going to do, but you know what? I got something that I'm excited about, and I need to learn this. And I need to share this with you. Would you honor me and allow me to go through this? People open up. It's like kids at the Christmas concert. The kid's messing up his line. People love that. Why? Because the kid's vulnerable. That's why they love the kids. They're not looking for the kid to be the next Alicia Keys or whatever. They're like, look at little Johnny. He forgot his lines, and he's singing off tune, and he's running around and pulling the girl's hair. The girl's like not paying attention. Why? They're vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. Somehow we lose that. Be vulnerable. It's okay. Have fun. Have fun. Someone was yelling at me the other day. It was so fun. It was just a great time. Here's some of the things that we blow up. With this water business, I want to share something. We blow up. It takes money to make money. Building networks are for losers and soap salesmen? I don't think so. The top wealthiest people in the world build networks. They're all building TV networks. It's a network, right? NFL, they call someone up, the quarterback goes up, they got a network of people that they're calling. They have a network of recruiting for professional sports. They have a network of people on LinkedIn to find out business people. They have a network of people who are interviewing for companies. Every company in the world builds a network. So should we, right? You need higher education to really make it in life. The KPMG just downgraded a college education, saying that it's not the way to do it. In fact, it's a financial mistake for a lot of people. Don't need higher education. I thought you needed higher education. Higher education got me in debt. There's no opportunity for little guy anymore. That's not true. It's never been easier to make six figures ever. We've got so much more opportunity than any time in the world. It's the easiest time in the world to make money. Easiest time. It's also the easiest time to get distracted. Nobody will pay $5,000 for a water machine. Guys, we've sold over 10,000 machines in the company in a month. 10,000 machines, $5,000. What's that add up to? $50 million or something like that? I mean, come on. The company's been around for 40 years. I'm not a salesperson. Salespersons are sleazy. I don't know how to sell, or I hate sales. We blow that up. Salesperson are great. Everybody here has had a positive sales experience. Everybody here has had a negative sales experience, right? Bottom line, some people, that's their paradigm. Bottom line is, if there's no sale, nothing happens. You bought a car, did you enjoy it? Bought a house, did you enjoy it? Buy clothes, are you happy with them? If you bought food, somebody sold it to you. Somebody sold it to you. So why can't you sell things all the time? You share people about movies. Like, we're all salespeople on some level. Why not just be a good person? Why not be a good one? Home-based businesses aren't professional. Home-based businesses are the way. Right now, I'm at home. I'm at someone else's home. I'm at my buddy's home. We've got this beautiful penthouse in Panama City. I'm so blessed. Thank you. So blessed. Great. Running the business from home. Never been easier. Never been better. You just walk from your living room to your office. There you are. Boom. Sit on your computer. You're up. All the people that got in early make the money, and there's no opportunities left for me. Did you guys see that guy from Indonesia last year? The guy went 6.823 in 1.5 years or something like that. People that are going to make the most money in this business don't even know about it. What do I know about health or water or business? You don't have to know anything. Folks, you don't have to know anything. Believe me, you don't have to know anything. Everything's done for it. In fact, the less that you know, the better off you are. And what I mean by that, if you just follow systems, say, well, I don't know how this works, let me turn it over to that. I don't know how, if the water's great, but let me try it on. I don't know if it's going to fix that condition, but you know what? Here, try it. Let's see what happens. Well, I don't know if this business really works, but I'm going to set aside the next 5 or 10 years to do it. See what happens. If it's so good, how come my doctor didn't tell? We got doctors. Not everybody knows about it. Doctors only know this. Bottom line is, you'll find out if you do this long enough, all these won't matter. Bottom line is, we turn health technology into wealth technology. This here machine is the ultimate wealth transformation machine. Okay, it really is. It really is. There's 7 steps to 7 figures. Here's the thing. We have a proven business model. We have no sign-up fees. We have no monthly qualifications, no inventory, no deliveries, international business. We got 6 streams of income. It pays daily. We got team support and training. We've got tax advantages. We got financing that everybody can get involved in. Everybody can get involved in this business. And Hedgic finances everybody. Okay? Here it is. Put 4 to 8 hours in this week. Okay? It's duplicatable. Eliminates power. Look. Follow the cash flow quadrant. Build asset-producing things. See your water machine that everyone you turn out is a cash flow generator. That's what it is. You do that, you start to make the money over here on the right. Okay? The more systems that you have, the more machines that you have out there. Do presentations. Leave machines at people's houses. Right? Do a home demo. Do a prospects demo. Put them on a video. Get it. Have fun. Get them involved. Right? Second, teach the protocol. Get them drinking the water. Make sure they drink enough water so they have a life-changing experience. 3, if they don't buy music, leave a machine there. Have your upline help you out, right? Do whatever you have to do. Deliver water. Number 4, don't figure this out. Leverage the credibility of it. Use the books, use the tapes, use the CDs, use the website. Everything's online now. We had to use these books. There was nothing when we started. Then they got all these books. Now everything's online. Okay? Follow up, folks. Get referrals. Get referrals if they say no. Get referrals if they say yes. When they buy a machine, get referrals. Who else do you know? Write them down on your little 25-person list that Creel shared last week. Text them this week. Hey, by the way, Bob, Mary just said that she bought this great machine. She said you might be interested in this. I want to set up a time for you where I can drop some water off to you because she just had a life-changing experience. Whatever that is, right? Talk with your outline. Share how to turn the water. Tell people about the business. Show them what you're doing, how they can do it, how they can take advantages, so they can get tax incentives, all that sort of stuff. Bottom line is you got to get in the game. You got to set some goals. You got to take some action. You got to make some adjustments and continue your evolution. That's what it boils down to. Here's the numbers. If you're doing a machine, you're dropping a machine off at every 7 to 10 days. I know one guy that he only had one machine. He'd drop the machine off at someone else's house and go pick up water every day and drop information on him. That's how he started. That's how he started. Yep, that's what he did it. Imagine this, 3 to 4 test drives a month at a 30 to 90% closing. Some people are 90%ers, some people are 30%ers. You're going to sell 36 to 48 machines a year. The average 6A sells 8 to 12. 8 to 12. 8 to 42 personal sales. Again, think of what your rank is. What would that mean? How much money would that be for you? Is it duplicatable? Yeah, it's duplicatable. Our model's human-based marketing. That's what we do. We're in the human-based marketing field. We have a patented compensation program. It's different than typical MLM. It's different than network marketing. We're in the human-based marketing. Okay? We got 6 streams of income. But here's what I want to share with you just before we close, and we'll turn it over to you guys. Here's what to do. Don't get relatives' opinion who sold XYZ 10 years ago about how this business works. Don't wait until your finances change. Don't wait to do some more research on the internet. Don't ask if your doctor's right for me. You buy a, I'm going to buy a machine and talk to 1 or 2 people and wait for them to do something. Bob's going to buy one like next month, next year, I don't know, when the apocalypse. You got to talk to a lot of people, get lots of plates spinning, and guess what? Some of them will come home through. So I had people that bought machines at 5, 6 years. I had a lady bought a machine for me, about 5 years ago. Build a new website. I got to get my website again. We have websites for you guys. They're already ready. I need to read 50 books on the topic before making a decision. I got to talk to the leading water molecular specialists in Japan and understand the angles of the water, and will this heal autism and stuff? Look, guys, don't overcomplicate this. This is how you lead to suffering. Really, what are these things? It goes back to distraction and disengagement. These are the things that lead you to that negative side of the pyramid. These things over here, right here. And if someone else is doing it, guess what? They're stuck in that too. Find the live ones. This is our business. We got the world's best water ionizers on the planet with a full 5-year warranty. We've got 5 types of water that saves you a fortune on your water, clinical meals, medical bills. We got a ground floor opportunity without the risk. We got a proven business model. We got no sign-up fees. We got no qualifications. We got no inventory, no deliveries, international business, 6 powerful streams of income, pays daily, team support and training, tax advantages, easy financing for everyone. That's what we got. The richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to left the work. Guys, you can live the dream. Join our webinars. Get our team on this. We can do this. I challenge you. I'm challenging you. I'm doing it. I'm not holding back. I'm challenging you guys tonight. I'm challenging you to change your paradigm. I'm challenging you to look your spouse or your partner in the eye or your friend in your life or your wife or your dog, your cat. Look in the mirror if you have to. I want you to live the dream. Isn't it worth it? I mean, isn't it your time? I mean, haven't you waited long enough? Aren't we getting old enough? You know, really? Does it really matter what someone else's think? What if you don't? I mean, is it easy to send out 25 texts? Is it easy to send out a video? Is it easy to follow? Yes, it is. It takes discipline. It takes action. You got to smash it. The only thing holding you back is your paradigm. That's it. That's all that's holding you back. That paradigm. We all got it. We all got this program. And if you can smash through it, your life will explode. It will explode. That's what we're here to do. We're here to explode things for your business. So I want to thank you so much for the call. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it out to you guys. So if you have some questions, so got some questions. Let's hear what you got for us. Questions. Send all. What are they? You have a question, type it in. Hope you enjoyed this seminar. Yep. Yeah, it's worth the struggle. Money used for goods. There, yeah, there we go. UConn, right there. They're the only webinar for business. That's a good one. We ought to do. I'm going to take a note of that. We need a. Where's my pen? And it's InstaAct. I have this thing called InstaAct, by the way. It's taught to me by my friend that actually owns this place. He said we got this thing called InstaAction. So I'm going to take a note of this. Take this on. UConn presentation. Okay. We need to do an UConn presentation on video. I'm hoping we can get Antonina to do that. Antonina does an amazing. I saw her presentation, phenomenal. Fred Brown does a great one on the money side of it, and Antonina does a great one on the health. I'm gonna see if she can do that on video. That'd be great. Antonina, if you're watching this, we need you to do this on video. You got the best UConn presentation I ever saw. Okay, what else do we got? You're awesome. Thank you, Rodney. We appreciate it. Okay, Melissa, great having you on here. Is it possible to go back for a while to change your financial paradigm? Fernando, Fernando just said, is it possible to go back for a while to change your financial paradigm? Yeah, we can go back there. Okay, let's go back to that in a second. Let's see if we can go back to this thing. Going back to changing your financial paradigm. Let's see if I can go back there. Right here. Right here. Let's see where we got here. I'm going to changing your financial paradigm. Right here. Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks, Jen. I'm glad you love the show. How can I create my own PowerPoint? Is there a pre-existing one that I can use? Yeah, Melissa, there are a lot of different PowerPoints. I would use a pre-existing one. That's what I did when I started, and no sense of recreating a machine. If you send me an email to Wade Lightheart, I'm going to type this in, at gmail.com, and ask which presentation you want, I'll send it to you. Okay, so I'll send it out to you. So Melissa, if you want one of the PowerPoints that we have, just send me an email to that. Tell me which one you want on what topic, and I'll be happy to do it. Or always lever the videos. That'll be great too. Okay. So send to all. Okay. Thanks, Richard. Great to have you, Rich. Beautiful. Thanks, Amanda. Love you too. Big hugs out there. Down in the Seattle area. I mean, this is amazing. You guys are going to have great big teams, and you know, it's the most amazing thing being connected with you guys. And every time I get to see you, I'm so happy, and I love doing these webinars. I know Siha and Creel loves doing them too, because as your organization get big, it gets huge. And you know, every time I go somewhere, I'm so excited to see you guys, right? Oh, hi, Alyssa. Looks great. Yeah, great to have you. Can't wait to see you soon at one of the big events. Really great. What is your best method? Here's a question from Ovi. What is your best method for securing referral contacts from other people who say they are not ready or can't afford it? Simple. Hey, Bob, Mary, do you know someone this could benefit? That's what I asked them. You know what's really interesting about that? That usually they'll give you some names. Oh, yeah, that's Bob. He's going to. Then you go over there, and then you tell them, hey, Bob, Mary, they got it. They love it. And then you come back and tell your friends, whoever said that it's not good or they can't afford it. And guess what? Then all of a sudden, when you say, hey, look, they're going to get a machine. You want to get one, and you can start getting commissions. Guess what? They change their tune oftentimes. The other thing is to say, well, you can't afford it. Would you like to change that paradigm? Are you kind of tired of that? Because I know I have the same situation. I got tired of it and I did something different. So again, I want to go here. When you talk about methodology, I would say it has to be psychology. I'm going to ask you a question on this one, and is why do you keep taking the machine to people that can't afford it? Why do you keep finding or bringing the machine to people that can't afford it? So let's not look at the people as the problem. Let's not look at an out there as the problem. Let's go, wait a minute. Why do I keep finding these people? Why do I keep coming up with this situation? The universe is trying to show you what your paradigm is. That's all that's going on. That's all that's going on. So what you really means, it comes down to qualification. You look back to Jordan Belfort's straight line persuasion, which I know you have access to. He talks about qualifying people to see if they have the money. Big aspect. You gotta qualify people. If these people are broke and sad and depressed and they're not going, do you want those people in your business? Really? Or do you want people that are excited? Do you want people that are doing this? Do you want? Think of the most excited person, wound up person in the business. Do you want to talk to that person? And here's the thing. You got to talk to the person that you're not comfortable talking to. The problem is people will talk to the people that are what they feel below them, whatever that means, because they feel confident in sharing with them, and they're trying to drag anchors in their business as opposed to looking for sales that push the ship along. So really the question is the subconscious here is you're looking for a method, right, when really you got to deal with the unconscious program. The unconscious program is that you're selecting people who are not ready or can't afford it. When you get your subconscious program, your paradigm into the right spot, guess what? You'll automatically get those referrals. They'll automatically want to share it with your friends to say, hey, by the way, you got anybody else want to have this machine? Oh, yeah, I got all these people. Write them down and follow up. That's the best method. The best method is to get clear about your unconscious program. Hope that answered your question. What else we got here? Do we got any more questions? Yeah. What can we do when we face people who are very blocked-minded? Next. Same as the last one. Recognize that this is a number scheme. Here's the key. Here's what you want to do. You want to take out a pen and paper, and you want to write down the number 100. Do you remember that video, the 99 bottles of beer on the wall? Or that song, you learned it in camp, 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer, take one down, pass around, 98 bottles of beer on the wall, right? What do? Write the number 100. You take that number 100, and you're going to say, I'm doing this one now. I need to do 100 presentations as fast as possible. Okay? Get 100 presentations, 25 texts. So every Monday you send out 25 texts. Okay? Out of those 25 texts, 90% of the people are going to respond. Okay? So let's say 20 people respond. Let's say your numbers aren't that great. 20 people are going to respond. So out of those 20 people, you're going to get maybe I don't know, five demos. Okay. Now you cycle back the next week, you got to send out another 25. Okay. So realistically, if you're following that, and then some of those people are going to buy a machine out of that 25, somewhere between 1 and 3 people are going to buy a machine. That's the numbers. 1 in 3 people. Do you want the block-minded people on there? Really? Really? Why would you stall? Why would you stop at the block person? That doesn't make any sense. You need to get the 100 presentations in fast as possible. Video, online, in person, do it down and dirty 5-minute demo at the coffee shop. Get exposures. This is about, when you're not doing demos, when you're not sending out texts, when you're not doing, your business is dying. It's dying. 25 texts every Monday or Sunday night. Get those appointments, send the videos, follow up, recycle the system, use the Health Success Center, use the videos that we put on there, follow it up, plug them into your upline, get it to the events. When you got people that are blocked, move on. Again, why are you attracting those people? There's a lot of people blocked. But you got to realize if you're going to do 100 presentations, you're not going to make 100 sales. You know, Romy Verdera, one of the most successful distributors in the organization, went 6A in 90 days. He did 100 presentations. I think it was, no, he did 120 presentations to what he thought was about 500 people in total. So he did 120 presentations to about 500 people. Some of those people, you know, come back. And he sold 100 machines in his business. That was what he did. He didn't even have an ORP meter. He just had the drops. 120 presentations. He's 6A, like 5'5", 6'5", some crazy. He buys houses. He builds churches. He travels all around the world. He talks about having your vision. He talks about doing their sets, doing things. It's not rocket science. Do you think he ran into some blockheads? Of course he did. Lots of them. And he said, I forgot about, think about it. He exposed 500 people. 100 people bought. 80% of the people that he exposed to didn't buy the machine for whatever reason. Did that stop him? If you're doing a number of exposures, the blockheads don't matter. They get out of the way. You don't even think about them anymore. If you're doing 1 or 2, then they're a problem. Okay? I just did a presentation the other week for it's like 70 people. I had 39 people follow up with. So I was working on 39 people following up over the last 2 weeks, right? So right now, you know, I'm supposed to be good at this. I think we've got 4 sales so far. We've got a few more on the pipe, but we've got 4 sales. So there we go. We got 69 people, and you know, then I followed up on around 40. So 70 people I hit, 40 I followed up with, and so far we've got 4 buying. So right now I'm at a 5%. So we've got 4 sales. It'll probably go up to maybe 10%. So let's say I got 7. You know, they weren't the best qualified group. I thought they were, but they weren't. But the bottom line is this: I don't want someone great can show up. Okay, so let's go next. Who else do we got here? Any more questions? Fernando. Yeah, he's got a question there. I hope we answered that. Move past the block-minded people. That's my thing. Great job. Thanks, Michelle. We love you too. We appreciate you. By the way, I just want to thank everybody so much. I mean, I know it's out there. I know that sometimes you struggle. I know the challenge. I face them. I know what that does. I really want to thank you so much for doing this. And I want to encourage you to keep doing it. And I want to encourage you to keep working and learning these skills, because you too can have an amazing life. You too can have the experiences that will anchor this. And believe me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Thanks for everybody raising do that today. Yeah, exactly. This is why we're into this. This is creating the emotional positive environment is important. Getting on this webinar is important. You know, the bottom line is my business is taking me all around the world. And I created this webinar with Creel and Seahawk because both of them, our organizations are getting so big it's hard to connect, but from this we get to connect with you directly. I love it when you guys type things in. I want to help you. I want to reach out and just grab you out of the screen and say, hey, let's do this. Right? We're together in this. We're all, you know, As the ocean rises, so do all the boats, right? That's why we're into this. Here we go. They're hesitant to give me their contact info. They're just general. Oh yeah, I'll send someone to demo yours one day. No, here's the big thing you got there. No disrespect. I want to do this. You got. They're hesitant to give me any contact info to your friends. This is called feedback. Okay, this is called feedback. What you got to realize, there's something that you're doing, something that you're saying that they don't want to share what's going on with you. And if you go back to the paradigm over here, let's go back. Let's go back over here. Okay? I'm going to slide this out of the way. Check this out. Distraction, avoidance, bitterness, and disengaged. Right here. You got to acknowledge that what you're getting isn't about them, it's about you. You got to address this, because the reality is, on some level, you're avoiding the truth. Number two, is there any bitterness about this? Are you upset about their response? Are you upset about it? Because if you are, you got to realize the bitterness is already inside you. They're just triggering it. You got to put your attention on the subconscious. Remember, we're not talking about up here. The strategy is up here. This is where the strategy up here in the conscious mind. The paradigm, the unconscious emotional aspect is what it is. It's not a strategy. The strategy, that's not it. It's why are you attracting these people? Why are they turned off by you or not taking the response? You got to take responsibility to that. You know? It's discipline. There's no victims here, folks. There's no victims. Okay? No victims. Sorry, there's not. I'm not buying into the victim program. There's no victims in the PH Alliance. We are not victims. A victim is the cage life. We talked about that on the cage life. Oh, you don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, you know what? Keep moving. Knock on doors around your neighborhood. Do whatever it takes. I need names and numbers. What do you say when you follow up and they say they don't want to buy? Oh, okay, that's great. Fair enough. When do you think you'll be ready to buy? And they'll say, well, I'm not interested. Oh, well, okay. Are you not interested? Just why? I don't understand. What you don't have is understanding. And say, well, that's okay, but would you do me a favor when you give me some honest feedback as to why? I just did that recently. I had this great guy. I'll tell you a story. I had this great guy, superstar. He's all excited. He's approved for the machine. He wants a machine. He's a guy that would absolutely blow up this business. He's got everything. Like if you wanted the prototypical guy for it, right? Prototypical guy. He comes back, last minute, doesn't want to do it. And he left me there, and I was like, I don't understand. What happened here? This happened last week. I don't understand. Like, I thought we were on, everything's good, everything's going on. He's like, and I dug deeper. And guess what? He gave me all this feedback, all the sites he went to, all the things that he got back, all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, okay. So then I addressed those issues, and then I was like, well, you know, could it be this or whatever? And it came back, and it fed up, and all this sort of stuff. And then it came down to he was worried about money and that sort of thing, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, hey, you know what? No problem. I understand that. You know, my goal here was to help you both inside that. There's a great incentive program, but you know what? You know, maybe now's not the right time. Is it okay if I check back in with you in the next 3-6 months? Yeah. He said, that'll be okay. I said, great. And I wrote him on my list, and I'll come back there in 6 or 7 months. Check back in. Check back in. Not the right time right now. Okay? Not the right time. People don't want to buy. It's okay. You got to realize you're doing 100 presentations. Sometimes people will buy right away. Just find out your numbers, track your numbers, and if it takes you 100 presentations to sell 2 machines, just do 500. If you sell 10 machines in this business, you will build a business. Okay? Believe me. Okay? I have a friend who asked for more water. Then he asked how much the device was. What's my best approach to him? I'm just starting and don't even have my own machine yet. Okay, that's no problem. I said, well, first and foremost, you say, well, our machines run from $1,500 to $6,000. Okay? So That's for a basic unit is 1,500. That's what I do. Like our machines run from $1,500 to $6,000. We have a financing program available, give them their appropriate financing. And by the way, the tax incentives that comes with our distribution model will allow you to offset the cost of your machine. Does any of that interest you? Just like that. How can I show you how can I get one of these machines in your house? By the way, our machine doesn't cost anything. There's an initial cash outlay, but thanks to the incentives that we have with our program, I'm going to show you a way that you can offset the entire cost of your machine. Does that interest you? Would you like to find out how I can take money that you're already spending and reroute it into this machine? Figure it out with them. Sit down and do the numbers with them. Help them out. Find out, hey, is a few $1,000 for a machine is that you put it on a credit card or something, or are you struggling a little bit? And he said, are you struggling a little bit? And if they are, I say, well, great. I totally understand. I was doing that too, or I had some friends that are doing it, and then they turned it around. Either your stories or a friend's that had a success thing. And then from there, you build up, hey, and by the way, I looked at the business model and found out, like, you know what, there's this really great program. Let me introduce you to one of the guys at Upside. Like, use your upline in that case if you have to, right? So the bottom line is keep it going, right? So just keep the conversation going. And when you're just starting out, you've got to plug in with your upline. You got to leverage the upline, whether it's by phone calls or presentations or that sort of thing. Get some help on that one. Until you get confidence and learn the GoPro's 7 steps, 7 skills. Okay. What would you write in the text that you send? Well, if you watch the GoPro event, like Eric Worre talks about it, say, hey, do you send texts out to people? Because if you send texts out to people, guess what? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Great. What are you doing this weekend? I don't know. Can you meet up for coffee on Saturday? Yeah, great. Something I got to run by you. Super. Look forward to seeing you. Bye. That's it. What would you write in the text? Hey, write anything. How's it going, Bob? Just have a normal conversation. Go like, oh my God. Don't try and explain the water business. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? I got something I want to share with you. You want to go for coffee? Want to have a tea? Want to go for a walk on a seawall? Can we meet up? And when you get there, start asking them questions. Don't just fireboard with the water thing. Get a little time in there. Hey, by the way, I'm in a bit of a rush, but I want to run this by you. Da 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 da. There's a thing going on Tuesday night. Why don't you come out to our water webinars? And I want to share this way. Look, I just started this new business. I'm a little unsure, but would you come out with me? Because I'm learning the process of inviting. You mean a lot to me. And I know that you won't let me down. I know that you won't let me down. You'll come out to help me out. Right? Okay? Do a presentation, watch the video. Look, I've got to do this for 5 people. I've got to get 5 presentations in this week. These guys are, this is part of my job. Would you come out with me, or would you watch this webinar with me and I could write down this information? Because if I don't have this information, I really need to do this, and I'm asking you as my friend, because I know you won't let me down on this, and this really means a lot to me. I'm not asking you to do anything else, but this really would mean a lot to me if you come out to it. Just be honest. If you're nervous, share it with people. It's okay. You'll get better at it. But you got to go through the terror barrier. Remember the terror barrier? Where was that? Where is the terror barrier? Yeah. Let's go. The terror barrier. The terror barrier is right here in the paradigm. This is the emotional brain, right? That the lizard amygdala, whatever. It creates these emotional energies, these negative things, the anxiety, the fear, and all this. It creates this. This is right here in the paradigm. When you're feeling that, know that it's the little lizard man in your head that's messing with you. Smash through it. Get a friend. Text with them. All right, Fernando, you understand? Great, we got that. Clear as water. Okay, beautiful. Does anyone here know of a great French language demo? Here's what my suggestion is. Type French language Congan in French in Google. Put it in Francais, right? It's there. And everyone gives up. You know what, Danny? That's right. Danny, I love you, man. One of my favorite guys in the whole business. Good maritimer like me, works hard. Oh, man, love you, Danny. That's right. Never give up. That you got it. When approaching other small businesses, what is the best way to get them on board? Gyms, health centers, naturopaths, chiropractors. You know, it varies for things, but the biggest thing is can you show them that this is going to be an income generator? That's the big thing. Hey, we're looking for some key facilities to help and to set up an income generating point of use unit. Who's the person I need to talk to? For the most part, most gyms and health centers, naturopaths and chiropractors aren't that good. That's been my experience. There's a few that are okay, but a lot of them are overworked. They're putting in too many hours. They have the right amount of people. Better to talk to members yourself. That's what I found. There's a few that are wrong. Talk to the people. This is a people business. You know, the bottom line is when it comes to your approach, it comes back to your paradigm. When you are bulletproof in your belief and you go, it becomes automatic. Again, people are looking for techniques. Techniques, yes, they do matter, but that's the 1% of the equation. 99% of it is the paradigm that you smash through repetition. Just try a bunch of things. Talk to them all. Ask questions. Hey, how's the business going? What do you use for water and stuff? What's your promotion facility? Are you looking for other sources of revenue in your business? Ask questions. Don't fire hose people. Don't tell people it's the greatest things. Like find out what their need is and fill it. Thank you. Yes, Jen. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, see you in the next webinar. Beautiful. Okay, well, I guess that wraps it up. We've got the questions all in tonight. It's 8:41. I know we went a little longer tonight. I didn't have my partners with me, but I hope you enjoyed it. We really love having you online. Of course, if you have any other questions or things that you need, let somebody put the PowerPoints, email me at wadelightheart@gmail.com. You can find me. Give me a few days sometimes to answer because I'm traveling around a lot and I get a lot of emails. But and for some reason I don't answer, just send it again. You know, I love you. I really am excited that you're doing. I'm so happy to see you guys all on the webinar. I know it's a struggle. Honor the struggle. Keep going. Shift that paradigm. Blast through it with the ABC 1, 2, 3. Do the sets. Do the reps. Do the webinars. Go to the events. Do the demos. 100 demos. 100 demos. When you do 100 demonstrations or put 100 people in front of this water, your life will change. That I will guarantee. So coming at you, PH Alliance, business with a heart. Today was the paradigm. I want to thank you tonight. Coming from Panama City, Panama, Way Light Art. I love you guys all. We're going to see you on the next webinar, and we'll be joined by Creel and Siha next week. I'll be back in Vancouver for a brief moment, but until that time, go out there, make a difference, bust that paradigm. You'll be glad you did. Thanks so much.